Hello YouTubers, welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you the latest setup of my pedal board because I thought it was worth sharing. It took me almost 6 years building this rig and finally it's complete. Well, mostly, because it's probably going to change in like 2 months. So I want to show it to you. First off, for my guitar, I go straight into the TC Electronic Polytune Mini. Fantastic tuner, portable, efficient. Then into the ISP decimator, fantastic noise reduction unit. You can really hear the difference. Then we come down here to the Lily Boost by Red Witch. It's an amazing boost. I actually use it as an attenuator instead of a boost, just to make the amp think that I'm rolling back the guitar's volume. So that's a neat little trick I took from Paul Gilbert. Then into the Sack Wild Crybaby Wah. Then into the huge Carl Martin Combinator 2. This is an amazing unit because it allows you to create up to 18 different presets. And you can plug in 8 different pedals. So on loop 1, I have the Electro Harmonics Micropod, just for a regular octave up. I use it for a shimmer sound that I will be demonstrating on another video. And then we have a Keeley compressor. Fantastic compressor. It's quite transparent, clean. It's very nice. I really like it. Then the Full Tone OCD. I use it both as a standalone distortion and as an overdrive to push the next distortion, which is the Radial Tone Bone Hot British. It's an amazing tube distortion. Very well worth its price. The only problem is that it needs an external power supply. I'm just using this extension unit from my Voodoo Lab, which is down there, the Voodoo Lab Pedal Power 2 Plus. It allows you to plug in like a pedal like this that requires its own power supply. Then on the next loop we have the Boss CH1 chorus, classic chorus, very simple to use, and there might be some other choruses that are higher quality out there, but I really like this one for an amazing clean sound. I use it mostly on clean sounds, but for a nice Alex Lifeson type of distortion, that also works. Then on the next loop we have the CMAT Mods Analog Phaser. It's kind of like a Phase 90 but with a volume control, which helps a lot because when you plug it into the Carl Martin, it tends to lose a lot of volume. So as you can see, I have it all the way up. I used to have an MXR Phase 90, but it just didn't work with the loops because the tone just attenuated so much that it was unheard of. So yeah, so I had to change it for this. It kind of sounds like the Phase 90, and it has a volume control, which is kind of nice. Then on the next loop, on the 7th loop, we have the Eventide Time Factor Delay. Now this controller is non-MIDI, so you cannot change presets in here. So I actually, that's why I have it placed here, just so I can change the presets manually as desired, and it affects any of the presets that I have selected here. And then on the last loop, I have the TC Electronic Hall of Fame reverb. I use it only on one setting. I use the amps reverb mostly. This is only for the shimmer sound, which again you'll hear on another video of me testing out the sounds. And then it all goes into the from the output into the Ignitor Renegade. And up here I have my Furman power conditioner, very important. And down here by the Eventide I have the amps controller, which I cannot really use much since when I engage the channel 2 of this thing, I can't use delay, so I have to turn it off. That's why I have it placed here, so I can turn off the delay, because delay in front of a 30 amp just doesn't work, you know. And since I have this plugged into the combinator, I cannot plug it through the effects loop, which would be the obvious choice. But you know, yeah, whatever. And finally, we have an original standard Crybaby, which gets changed around for the Sack Wild depending on my mood and what I need at the time. So yeah, expect another video soon of me showing up the sounds, the different presets I use. Again, the combinator is very easy to use. Just select your preset. With the top button, select which of the loops you want active, and hit the store button, and there you go. And they're stored into 6 presets and then 3 banks. So I can just change the bank here. And bank B, so 6 more presets. Bank C, 6 more presets. And back to bank A master mute. So it's very functional, this little unit. I really like it, and it's made my life easier. Everything is patched up with George L's cables. And finally, down here, well, as I mentioned before, I have down here the Voodoo Lab Pedal Power 2 Plus to power it all up. But since the Eventide requires its own special power, I have a Seox Power Factor. It's a company that makes fantastic power units, and they've associated with Eventide to create their own power factor for the Factor series of pedals. So you can power up the Eventide, Time Factor, the Eclipse, the Space, the Harmonizer, the Stompbox series of this, and the Mod Factor. So it's quite functional, and it's very important to have clean power. And again, it's all plugged into the Furman, so it's quite stable, quite clean. And it's all mounted into a Pedal Train Pro, which you can see is just barely enough for the amount of pedals I have. I just really want to add a fuzz, and I don't know where that's going to be, probably in this little space here. And it's going to be on the same loop as I think it's probably going to be on the same loop as the radial. And I'm just going to turn off the radial and turn on the fuzz when I desire within the loop, because I ran out of loops. I'm using them all. So anyway, that's my pedal board. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and keep an eye for next videos of the sounds. I'm also planning to do a series of videos showcasing each of the pedals more in detail. So anyway, until next time, thank you.